Hey everybody, this is Charlie with ES Casting. We actually missed the first few bans and picks here because of a slight technical issue. That technical issue being I forgot to start recording. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the draft of this one. This is a 2-game series, not a best of 3. And I hope you all enjoy. Thanks. Recording. I lied. And then on top of that, we do see the Lion picked up. I really like the Lion pickup. I think he's a super strong support in this meta, and any meta for that matter. I was always confused as to why he wasn't able with 2 strong CCs, then the stun and the Hex, as well as his ultimate just being pretty big in team fights to be able to bring down one hero on the opposing side. And with like the rise of Sniper in this meta, it just makes so much sense. And I apologize, guys, for the train in the background. I have no control over the trains.
You could, mute your mic while the train's going by, but that's just observation.
Did you fix the status?
No, I never fixed the status because I couldn't figure out how.
Oh, okay, good.
This is something we're gonna have to look into later, Charlie.
That makes 2 of us. I'm gonna go ahead and restart Chrome. Maybe that'll do it.
Does that mean you're not streaming for a second?
No. That's a different thing. That's a totally different thing, Steve.
I don't know how to switch. Honestly, Charlie.
Clearly, we know who the technical one is here. All right, so as we move into the game, we do see Storm was banned out as well as Invoker, and the Tinker as well. The Tinker's an interesting ban here. How do you feel about that one?
I mean, like, you haven't seen very much Tinker play ever since they nerfed that whole Ancients thing. So I'm kind of surprised to see him here because, yeah, you don't see him. I mean, yeah, you don't see anyone play Tinker these days. Kind of curious as to what his play, pick and ban rate is. So I'm gonna look him up real quick.
Yep. So it definitely an interesting ban. It may just be a respect ban. These teams do play each other, so they'll have a little bit of intelligence about what the other wants to do, and so if there's somebody on the Dynasty side who really just loves to play Tinker, they just choose to ban him out.
Yeah, he's 53rd on pick rate, so that's a pretty interesting ban out right there. He's pretty middle of the pack, but whatever. Yeah, maybe they know. Maybe Will-O-Wisp knows something we don't.
Yep. All right. So I'm trying to get the status up here again, so it's Steve's turn to take it back over.
Oh well, Clockwork ban up, which I mean, he's pretty solid off laner. I'm not really the biggest fan of him, especially when going against the Witch Doctor, but that's their prerogative. And we will now see Will-O-Wisp's 3rd pick, or they're going to eat into their reserve time. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Necrophos. Necrophos is a very interesting pick, actually. I really like that. I like the core Necrophos, that is. So I wonder if we're going to see that mid or maybe off laner. I don't think we're going to see that as a safe lane farmer, but we could. I really want this to be a core Necrophos. I feel he's very solid and just good for semi and pro play. Just because that ult stops the buybacks. And there are so many buybacks in this meta when dealing with these ultra late games that we end up having because of the rubber band effect. So yeah, I think it's a great pickup. And I feel we should see it more often.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, his ultimate ability is just it's ridiculous. I mean, even early game when you can still get the buyback, but that 30 seconds added on, when you consider the fact that your timer might be 30 seconds, if you are able to catch out a carry with that ultimate ability in Reaper Scythe, I mean, it's absurd. It absolutely can destroy a carry. And
yeah, you might as well have killed him twice.
Exactly. I mean,
because they get that same amount of death time.
It is just a painful thing. So I really like to see it. And
dude, we see Lion and Lena this game. There's just gonna it's good. This game is going to be 4v5 because somebody's dying immediately at the beginning of every fight.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one. So if you look at this game just early on, composition wise, probably going to be a mid Lena. I mean, could be a support Lena, could be a safe lane Lena, but I mean, just based on the current meta, you would expect to see mid Lena, probably a safe lane Troll Warlord, and a support Lion.
Now, Now, the only reason I want to say that it could be a support Lena is because she has the setup stun. Two setup stuns in the Lion Hex and Earth Spike. That allows her to get her Light Strike Array off without too much of a hitch. That would be a brutal roaming support combo. Lion and Lena, it'd just be pain. So, I mean, I'd kind of like to see them both be run as supports. But you're probably right. I mean, that's what we see in the meta. Lena is probably going to be... mid hero. Now, I would like to see a little bit more red heroes on the Dynasty team. As you can see, they've got pretty solid red lineup here. Maybe a Phoenix. Offlane Phoenix would work. And they need another support.
Oh, they picked up the Shadow Fiend. They ruined it for
Shadow
them.
Fiend would have been good if they ran Lena as a support.
Yep.
Especially if Shadow Fiend has the Arcana.
So... from a matchup perspective, let's just, for the ease of making some assumptions here, we'll just say Lena's going mid. Do you see it? I mean, I would assume this is a Shadow Fiend mid here.
It could be a Necrophos mid. It could be a Morphling mid. Honestly, one thing I like about Will-O-Wisp's lineup here is they can run it however they want. The only thing I think they can't do is run that Shadow Fiend bot. But Necrophos and Morphling both make great offlaners, great safe laners, and great mids. So they have a lot of options. But I think you're right. I think Shadow Fiend is probably going to go mid. And I think that Shadow Fiend will do okay, but Lena does have the kill potential. And the Shadow Fiend cannot zone out the Lena. I think the Lena will do well, and I think the Shadow Fiend will do okay.
All right. So they're sitting on about 30 seconds of the reserve time. They're all right now. And I mean, judging by what we've seen in picks and bans so far, do you have any thoughts on either the support or offlane here? Oh.
Well, Dynasty just ruined their red lineup, so I was going to say Phoenix, but I mean, now I don't even know.
How dare they? So they do go with the Disruptor, and honestly, Disruptor is one of those heroes that if you have somebody who knows how to play Disruptor, he can just wreak so much havoc across the map with one ability alone, and that is Glimpse. I mean, that ability can screw up somebody coming back to defend. It can absolutely, destroy a carry trying to retreat. I mean, it's one of those skills like the Bat Rider Lasso and Pudge Hook that it defeats the purpose of positioning, because the whole idea behind a lot of the meta right now is that if you position well, if you keep your heroes like Sniper further back, then they're going to survive this initial onslaught and be able to, contribute to a team fight. But with heroes like Disruptor, your positioning just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I really like the Disruptor pickup. It's a pretty brutal pickup and very tough to deal with. And look at Will-O-Wisp's lineup. The Witch Doctor and Necrophos could sort of get a BKB, but probably won't. The Morphling, I mean, he's more of a Lincoln's carrier. Shadow Fiend's definitely getting a BKB, but basically they don't have good BKB pickup heroes. Witch Doctor's going to get it for his third item. Necrophos is going to get it for like his fifth item, and same. I don't know about Morphling. I think he should get a Lincoln Sphere. But actually, I don't know, against Lion, Lena, and Disruptor, maybe he should get BKB. This would be a great BKB game. And so I would like to see a Dynasty pick up something that's really physical for their last pick. And Spectre on the Will-O-Wisp lineup. All right, Dynasty should go aggressive tri-lane. Spectre is so weak against a tri-lane.
Yeah, I mean, Spectre in general is a hero that just needs and wants farm really badly, and he doesn't bring a whole lot to the table. He's not necessarily a hero that's easy to pick off because his Spectral Dagger allows him that free pathing, and he has a few abilities like Dispersion that help to mitigate some of the damage coming out to him, but he's not going to find the farm, and he's not going to be able to be real aggressive against an aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah, but the thing is, Spectre can't retreat as well when a Disruptor's in the mix. And also, if Spectre tries to kill that Disruptor, he's gone.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, it's a difficult
Brewmaster
matchup for the Spectre. Quick question for you. Does Spectral Dagger allow you to go through the Disruptor field?
I am 90% sure it does not.
Good to know. Steve, do you have the command that I need to type?
have a command. If it's the correct command, that's not
No,
it.
that's not it.
Headshot. That's not the command. So
I don't-
that could be it. That right there.
No, that's not it. That's the other one.
That is not it. Okay. I did not close out the thing I needed to. Okay. Are you sure it's not that?
Yeah, it's the other one.
It's this one. Are you sure it's that? I don't think it's that. I think it's the assistant.
I'm pretty sure it's total. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one. At any rate, I need to switch my keyboard over. Because it does me no good when I can't use the keyboard. and you were in the camera spot, right?
Huh?
You were in the camera spot?
Yes, I am definitely in the camera spot.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
You should have done this before. Oh, you got it.
I know
Alright, you want to use the Radiant lineup?
I would love to introduce the Radiant lineup. Alright. On the support Lina, it will be...
Mid Lina.
Is that mid
They
Lina?
got a disruptor.
Oh. Okay. Steve's correcting me. Sorry. On the mid Lina, I was thinking... Yeah, alright. Don't worry about what I was thinking. On the mid lane, it will be Dynasty Zerg. I'm going with Zerg. On the off lane Brewmaster, it will be Forgotten Soul. On the support line, it will be Thumper. On the safe lane Troll Warlord, it will be Stinger. And on the support Disruptor, it will be Psy Talos.
Alright, and on the Dire lineup, we do see Ice Frog. Wow, hey, Ice Frog on the Necrophos. I think this Necrophos is going mid. Death on the Witch Doctor. Lucky going on the Spectre. Looks like Fury's going to be on the Shadow Fiend with Toppy Toppot. Toppy Toppot? Okay, Toppy Toppot on the Morphling. And it looks like this Dire Ward was pinged out by this Brewmaster, so we'll see if that gets... de-warded pretty quick, and this is an interesting ward here as well. And if the Radiant are really lucky and ward about here, they might be able to catch both of these out. But we'll see if they do that.
I think it's out of range. I don't think they'd be able to catch both. But regardless, that'd be an interesting placement of a sentry to be able to catch both of them there. So.
Right. All right. So looking at lanes, we do see the Brewmaster just going straight up against the Spectre. This is a support Necrophos. I was not expecting to see that, so that's interesting. We do see the Lion supporting this Lina mid, which is perfectly fine because one nice thing about this Troll Warlord is Troll is a very strong laner. He's not going to be too worried about the pokes from a Morphling, and we do see a chain pull by the Dire lineup. And maybe some sort of just zoning by this line. He's just creeping here off to the side. See if they go in on this Fury.
Yep. So.
Oh wow, Sai's just 100% zoning out this Morphling. I'm not going to say his name. Toppy Toppot.
Toppy Toppot. We're going with Toppy Toppot. All right. Yeah, so, I mean, early on, we do see... Oh, we do see a go here on the Shadow Fiend. I don't know if they'll be able to bring him down here, but actually one more last hit does actually bring him down. Very nicely done by this dual lane here. And actually, at the same time, we do see the Morphling go down as well. Steve actually caught that one. I'll give him credit for it, even though it was, by the skin of his teeth.
Hey, I had to catch the entire kill on the mid lane, and I saw the... Oh, man, I am like the best cameraman ever. I'm just going to go back to camera mode for the rest of the game.
This Lina did get a little bit of low here, but actually it's going to work out just fine with her because she picked up that bottle. She's going to heal herself up, and she's going to go up and grab that top rune. So she will be okay with that one. And in the meantime, we do see the supports actually smoking up, and it looks like they'll head back mid to try find another pick-off on this Shadow Fiend.
And they should be able to pick him off here. I don't know if this Disruptor has the mana to do anything, though. That's the problem. We do see a little bit of poke going on here, but this is the spot to look at. Yeah, Disruptor does not have any mana, so we'll see if they... Oh, so they are revealed by the smoke. The Shadow Fiend does back up, and he seems to be perfectly fine.
Yeah,
so
I think...
a little bit anticlimactic. I feel like the Disruptor was kind of shown out there, and they tried to get back, but it didn't really work.
Yeah, I mean, they did have that one level in Glimpse. It doesn't have a huge range there. They could have
Do you have
potentially...
mana for it?
He did not, and that's the thing. There was a clarity on Lion, so he could have potentially popped that clarity, given it to Disruptor. But I think
That
they
was a
picked up
bit
that
of
double damage and just thought he'd come along to dish out some additional damage.
Oh
so.
yeah, okay. All right. Well, Necrophos picking up a ton of smoke. Did you really pick up 3? Can you look on this courier because I can't click things?
Just
Yeah,
one.
Just one. So he bot sold, bot sold, bot.
He was thinking about it. In the meantime, this Lina actually going to pick up another kill on the Shadow Fiend.
That was a solo kill.
Yeah, so Zerg doing really well here in the mid. I mean, despite the fact that...
This should be a kill on this, oh, nope, the Maledict misses, and looks like he's going to get away okay. There is no Thunderclap. There is a Lightning Bolt. I'm not sure if that's the name of that. Thunderstrike, dang it.
Oh, the Glimpse back,
there's
actually.
a
He's gotten him
Glimpse.
pretty low here. I don't think he has
He's
enough
got-
for the Thunderbolt secondarily, so...
Yeah. If the Rootmaster was around to Thunderclap him, I think that would have been a kill onto the Necrophos. But yeah. We do see him salve, and they both clarity back up, so it looks like they'll be perfectly fine. Looking at last hits, this Spectre really running away with it. I think that this move by the Disruptor is pretty good to come up on top and try to shut her down a little bit more, because right now she's topping the last hit charts by 9 over the Troll and the Lina. Lina doing much better than I thought she would, and she's about to get ganked. This should be a pretty easy kill. She gets hit by the cask and maledicted up and just dies to the Aura.
Yeah.
He does have the Aura, right? Yes, he does.
Yeah. So she was dead there pretty much no matter what she did. A nice rotation, definitely what they needed at this point. I mean, if we take a look at Golden Experience, there really wasn't anything significant going for Dynasty there. I mean, never above about 300 experience gold-wise. They're still sitting around 750, so that's a nice one, but experience-wise, not really sitting at much of a lead. And actually, they're sitting at a deficit right now.
Oh, and we do see a glimpse back onto the Spectre. Now we can answer that question, and I am 100% sure that she is stopped by that kinetic field.
Yep.
And we do see Maledict coming out onto Psy, and it looks like he might tick out from this. I think he will, because there are 2 ticks left on that Maledict.
That'll be very close. I actually think with that, yeah, he's going to be okay.
But the Morphling does get gone, and dang it, Lina!
Lina ends up finding a kill, and actually on bottom they're going to find a kill as well. Very nicely done by the Radiant side to bring that back. Zerg, in the meantime, just continuing his rampage on mid.
It's not really fair that we have to deal with a Lion and a Lina. They both have those big ults that allow them to, get these kills almost immediately. So I have to watch them, any interaction with these heroes.
Hey, how much does everybody care about Steve not being able to catch kills? And
it's a tough job, Charlie.
It is a tough job. I feel for you. No, I don't. I don't have to do that.
One day we're going to have you be the cameraman. We're going to swap roles. You get to be the cameraman, and I get to make fun of you about, your camera work.
That'll be a great day
that
for you
day,
when it
no
never
water.
happens. All right, so as we settle back into things and kind of take a look at levels here real quick, we will see Zerg actually has pulled ahead, and that's not surprising given the fact that he's really dominated this mid lane. If not necessarily in last hits, he's definitely come up with those kills. Behind that, we do see both the safe lane Troll and the mid Shadow Fiend sitting at level 6. And then below that, it kind of evens out a little bit. The surprising thing to me here is that, I mean, experience-wise, the Dire side is doing really well. And actually, this Necrophos sitting a little bit higher than everybody else. And I think that's just because of that Lina kill that he was able to pick off mid. So it just becomes a more important kill here than we might have initially thought.
Simply because the Lina got a little fat from her kills.
Yep.
And so made her a little bit more ripe for the picking.
Yep, exactly. She is sitting on this double damage rune, which she's got to be careful about. And meanwhile, we do see a go here on the Morphling. The Morphling does not have enough mana to actually waveform out, and he's going to end up going down here.
Oh, that's a pretty good rotation by the Disruptor. And it looks like Witch Doctor's going to come down here. I think he ported to try to save him, and is just going to throw out the Cask of Maledict. No follow-up there. Yep. I'm a little bit iffy about, using abilities like that.
Yeah, he's able to dish out.
It's okay in League, but not so much Dota.
Well, I mean, here he's able to dish out a little bit of damage, and the nice thing there is that it is a Morphling coming down, so with Adaptive Strike and Waveform, he might be able to find...
I think Lina was spotted out. I'm not sure, though.
She might have been spotted out by this Shadow Fiend, so Shadow Fiend's just going to hug this tower, and oh, he's going to go a little bit north, and
definitely
this
not spotted out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dead Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
So some nice patience coming out there from Lena. She does stick around, and she's able to find that kill. And she's going to be rewarded even more as she picks up a regeneration rune, and she'll just go straight.
She had a DD.
Yeah, she did have a DD, so she still has the DD for that matter. So very nicely done, and we go back to last hits. It is still that Spectre who's sitting on top, but the Troll Warlord really not too far behind, about 9 last hits behind. And the interesting thing is this Shadow Fiend is still finding his last hits. He's still sitting at 35 and 5.
I caught that, Charlie.
Steve technically caught that. It was another kill there on the Morphling. So Morphling having a difficult time, and we are going to see that in the net worth. So these guys are finding their experience, but they're also dying here.
Yeah, and like they're getting the last hits, but yeah, they're dying a lot more, and you know that shows in the net worth. I mean, you can look at the net worth. The top 2 are on the Radiant side, followed up by this Spectre, who is there simply due to the amount of CS she has. And you know, she's topping the last hits, and honestly, that's what the Dire team really need. They just need this Spectre to get fat, get farmed, get that Radiance, and start killing everything.
Yep.
By start killing everything, I mean, you know, in like 40 minutes when she comes online.
Well, she is sitting at 2,000 gold, so unless for some reason she decides she wants to pick up a Blink Dagger, which would make me cry, she is going to go straight into that Radiance after picking up the Phase Boots and the Torment Shield. I will honestly cry. I will cry.
I'd probably just quit watching this game if she did that. Unless it works, then okay. But you know, we do see initiation onto this line, and he is dead. He gets a 2-man impale, but it is not. Yeah, it's not very effective.
Yeah.
And you know, it may be 9 and 2, but I honestly really like where Dire are going with this. I feel they're doing a lot better than than the kill death score. Why can't I click on Brewmaster? Gosh.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
No. As in, like, I tried to click on Brewmaster to go. I clicked double click the portrait up top to go to him since I saw he was low, and wouldn't do it. No, this wasn't yelling at you. I've given up on actually getting you to click on things when I want you to.
I've been clicking on things all the time. Look at that. Look at that creep. 56 health.
Man, that is so useful. That
Denied.
is useful.
Denied. All right. So in the meantime, we do see this
This is
Necrophos. Yeah, that's a dead Necrophos. That was a pretty quick kill. That one happened pretty much instantaneously. In the meanwhile, Troll actually trying to go here on the Morphling, and I was thinking he might be in a little bit of trouble there. I forgot that he's Troll and that no one can kill him. So he ends up finding a kill there, and honestly, that Spectre was getting pretty low too.
Yeah, if Sai had come in with enough mana for a Glimpse, Glimpse is on cooldown anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
See, I can't check these things because I can't click on people.
Yeah. Tough. Learn how to deal with that.
It is tough.
All right, so we're looking at 11 and 2 now. If we take a look at Golden Experience, all these kills are starting to take their toll. We're sitting at about now 4,000 experience, and Gold's at a little over 5K as well. So the Dire side was able to hang in there just by prospect of that Spectre out farming, but now the Spectre for some reason has rotated bottom, which I don't necessarily really understand. I thought she was doing pretty well top.
Yeah, she was doing very well top. I'm very surprised by this, honestly, and I absolutely disagree with it. It's not what the Dire need. The Dire were on course to do really well this game, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision, so we'll have to see how it works out for him. But
it's an interesting strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it works out.
Thanks, bud. All right. So as we're getting back into the game, let's take a look at some items and see how people are progressing in this one. The Troll Warlord has picked up his Phase Boots. He's sitting on that Aquila as well and gone to the Morbid Mass. So he's going a pretty early game, mid game oriented build. Lean, on the meantime, does find her Yule's Scepter of Divinity. I mean, that's pretty much standard at this point. She is sitting on a Null Talisman. That was probably just for some extra mana and damage early on in the laning phase. I don't know if that necessarily is going to build into anything. And we do see them going on the Roshan at this point, and I'm not sure there's anything the Dire side can do to contest this. They did have a ward up, although that ward may not necessarily catch you coming in. I'm not sure if they smoked or not, but
It's interesting that they have the Brewmaster for this. I think a lot of people overlook the value that Brewmaster gives for a Roche kill. He's got natural evasion, and he's got an applicable evasion, where it's level 2, and he's got a 55% miss chance on just the Drunken Haze. And then he's got another 10% chance for his passive, and that's only level 1. So he's great for tanking it, and great for making everyone good at tanking it. And so that really helps out that troll to kill that. It's not for damage, but for just surviving this level 1 rush attempt. So that was really good. And it looks like Shadow Fiend should go down here because they've got the nukage that they need. They're not even going to throw down any ults. They still have both the Lion and the Lina ult. And that is the Trinkle Boots finished up by this Lion.
So the supports on the... I apologize for leaving the items up there for so long, guys.
You left the Lion?
The items. I left them up there for a while.
You left the items up there the entire fight?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
So, as we look at the net worth, one thing that's surprising to me is actually Churl Warlord is actually sitting at the top of the net worth chart. And Lina was the one getting so many of these kills. And we look at the kills. I guess he has picked up 3 kills of his own, so he found those kills on the Morphling.
He's got a lot of kills. Even though the Lina does have 2 more kills, the Troll Warlord probably got the Roche kill and probably got the last hit on that bot tower.
Yeah, and he is sitting at 80 last hits as opposed to the 58 for the Lina, and he is topping the last hits chart as well as the net worth chart. As things kind of progress here, I think the Dire side might have gotten a little bit more nervous than the game actually warranted, because they look at it and they see, okay, we've given up a lot of kills. I think it was like 9-1, and they say, we got to make a rotation, we got to do something. And I think that was actually a little bit of their downfall. Meanwhile, Steve does miss the Shadow Fiend kill.
You know how much I love farming. I just like watching. It's therapeutic for me.
Steve's
I needed to watch. Yeah, I needed to watch the Spectre farm. Missing 2 last hits though stresses me out like that. Come on, thank you. Okay. So yeah, this Spectre is only 400 away from her relic, and she does see this out due to this ward. So that's a really good awareness and really good ward placement by this Dire lineup, and that really helps out. Although they still will lose a kill on bot. I caught that one, Charlie. You happy?
I am happy. Good job. So they ended up giving one up on bottom. This Troll Warlord does pick up his Yasha, but it was a 4-man rotation coming top. As they were trying to find the pickoff on that Spectre, and Spectre does the right thing and just plays it safe. So I mean, at the end of the day, the game plan went a little bit off the rails, yes, but you have a Spectre, and we're probably looking at what, like a 20-minute relic, or sorry, not relic, Radiance at this point.
Yes.
And
yes,
I mean, it's not great timing, but it's not the worst either. Especially considering she went to the Prime Shield and the Phase Boost.
30 minutes is when you're starting to get into bad timing. Well, not starting, that's just bad timing. But 20 minutes, that's actually, it's a little bit late, but it's really not that big a deal. The Dire are definitely still in this game, even though it's 14-2. But yeah, you cannot count out a Spectre. You just can't do it. Especially with the rest of this lineup. Look at the rest of this lineup. They have late game coming out the ass. You got your Shadow Fiend, you got your Morphling, you have your Witch Doctor, who, when he gets nags, puts out the most damage of anyone besides a Sand King Sandstorm.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of damage coming out there. We did see this Witch come out.
If you sit in the Sandstorm for the entire duration, it does the most damage of anything else in the game.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's...
You just gotta sit there for 20 minutes, but...
Yeah, you have to sit there for like 20 minutes, but it does the most damage. Okay, but, and then there's the Necrophos who, can ult you out of the game for, 3 minutes. Yep. So, I'm never going to say that this game is out of control for the Dire lineup.
Yep, and,
I probably will say that in we'll see, and we'll revisit that statement in like 5 minutes.
So if we take a look at items across the board now, the Troll Warlord actually did go back for a Blink Dagger after picking up that casual Yasha. So not sure where he'll decide to go from there. We do have a nice little pause here, so we'll get a chance to go through the items. Lina also did go back for a Blink Dagger after having picked up that Yule Scepter. and she is sitting on basically no gold, so she used up all the gold on that one. Troll Warlord is still sitting on about 2k gold here, so we should know relatively shortly if he's going to, what he's going to go into with that Yasha. I would kind of think, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of think the standard right now is to go into the Sanjin Yasha with the Troll Warlord.
Yes.
And he may choose to finish off the Helm of the Dominator beforehand, but I think that'll be the pickup eventually, which is definitely a kind of a mid-game oriented build. He does find the pickoff on the Spectre, and honestly, you don't want to chase him down if you're, well,
okay, no. Their entire team was there. They definitely wanted to chase him down, but the problem is the Morphling threw out an adaptive strike on a creep.
I did
So
not see
a minor misplay by the Morphling that really could have yielded a kill. Although, you know, the stun for a Agi-based adaptive strike is not very long. And it looks, oh, this is a dead Shadow Fiend. They have so much lockdown that, yeah, he just goes down immediately. They throw one of the ults down. Lion still has his. What level is that Lina? Let's see.
Lina is sitting on level 11, so she does have her I'm not.
Did she have level 11 when she ulted there?
I don't know. Can we tell that here? Yes.
No, she didn't.
Are you sure?
I mean, she did have level 11.
Yeah,
You can tell because look at her experience.
Well, yeah, and you can actually, in the fight recap, you can check and see it said level 2. So.
Oh well, I wasn't able to check that. So.
All right, so yeah, they do try and find the pickoff on the Brewmaster, but he's just going to walk out. He's not going to have any problem with that. In the meantime, they are going to find a trade-off and just find this Tier 2 tower bottom. So it'll be the first Tier 2 to go down, but they have cleared out all the Tier 1s on the Dire side. Meanwhile, the Radiant side have yet to lose a single tower.
But was that the first Brewmaster ult of the game? Because I don't know if he's used yet. This Brew, I feel he's not being super effective. He's doing all right. Don't get me wrong, but he's not as effective as I would expect for a team that's doing so well right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's really not part of the game plan at this point. I think he actually is going to transition really nicely in here to mid-game. He was able to find his Blink Dagger. He's also sitting on those Arcane Boots, and he's got an additional 1,000 gold on top. He went for that Ring of Basilius, which I'm not really sure about, given that you've already gotten Aquila on the field. But he's got a Poor Man's Shield as well. So, I mean, pretty much most of the heroes on the Dire side, aside from maybe that Lina, really went for this early game build. In the meantime, we do see the big Disruptor all coming out. They pick off 2 really early on here, and this Morphling's got to be really careful here. The all comes out from the Shadow Fiend. He's able to get a couple pretty low here. They may actually find this Brewmaster on the back end, but he's going to end up getting away, and I don't think they have any way of finding him off on the back end. The Morphling goes down to the ult from the Lina on the backside, and the Shadow Fiend gets taken down as well. They're actually going to find this Spectre as well, it looks. He may try and dish out some damage here before he goes down, but he's just not going to even have the chance, as we do see a quick 5-man wipe, and that does not bode well for the Chiefs.
You know, I said we'd revisit it in 5 minutes, but it hasn't been that long. And I think Dire might be out of this game.
Well, wait, here's the, the silver lining to all of the things that just happened. Sacred Relic is out. So,
he's had Sacred Relic for a while now.
Oh,
he had 400
gosh.
when that fight started.
Okay. Well,
Was that a buyback on the Necropost? Was he not somehow dead in that fight?
oh no, he died there. I think he just respawned.
Oh, okay. Well, it is
We
early.
can check buyback status. Yeah, nothing's on cooldown, so no buybacks used. And yes, I did know that hotkey. You're welcome, Steve.
Huh?
I did know the hotkey for buyback status.
Oh, wow. I'm a little bit impressed, Charlie.
I know you are. So yeah, I mean, it's just another pick off the Radiant side, and now the Radiant side, I mean, we're getting to that point, and for me, this is kind of the judge of, is a game really out of reach? If you're at 10k golden experience per minute, the game is out of reach. And we're getting dangerously close to that point. We're sitting at like 18, 19k here. It may actually go up once we see it tick again.
You mean 1k gold per minute?
Yes, 1k gold per minute. And to me, that's when things are really out of reach. So, I mean, perhaps we're not quite there yet. There is a Spectre on the other team, but
There's a Scotty on the Troll Warlord.
oh god. Yeah, he went for the casual Yasha and the casual Morbid Mask, and then just skipped to the Scotty. Because why not? When you're rich, might as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So,
This Radiant lineup is so difficult to deal with.
yeah, and they're going to find one more pick-off here on the Shadow Fiend, and it does look like they'll find the Necrophos as well. Morphling should be okay. He's able to get himself out here. The Necrophos, meanwhile, trying to find a counter kill. Not going to end up finding it, and they find the Witch Doctor on the back end of that one as well, and this one's pretty much going to stop there.
I was wondering if Spectre would go in for the balls to the wall play on that Lina and just haunt in on the Lina, but she didn't. I'm only minorly disappointed because she would have died so hard.
And we are officially past that 1K per minute mark, and I mean things are looking grim for the Dire side.
Yeah. But Spectre's doing what she needs to do. Needs to farm up that relic and not die. And she recognizes that she is probably being ganked right now. And she's about to port.
Yep. And she should make it out of here fine. Aside from a really lucky blink on the Lina, there's no way they're going to catch her out there. So.
Yeah. And the Lina's 1K away from her axe. And that will be a pretty brutal pickup for this Radiant lineup.
We do see the Troll Warlord drop his Aquila here. He may have actually just sold it there, so he's going to go ahead and pick up this Aegis. And now, I mean, I would look for him to actually finish off one of those two items, either the Helm of the Dominator or the Sanjin Yasha.
And the Aegis does go to Stinger on this Troll Warlord. That's not too much of a surprise. I don't know who else I would put it on. And it looks like Lucky picks up her Radiance.
All right. 24-minute Radiance. So we were talking about it being a 20-minute Radiance. The 20-minute Radiance would have been great. 24-minute Radiance.
Yeah, that went out the window in the kills. Yeah.
So 24-minute Radiance, how bad is that in the grand scheme of things? Is that like, oh my god, we lost bad, or okay, this is bad, but we can still bring this back?
If it was just the 24-minute Radiance, this is bad, but we can still bring this back. But, 24-minute Radiance isn't a horrendous timing. It's not good, it's just not, it's not good. But it's not, like, we've lost this game, this is, a 30-minute Battle Fury on Anti-Mage bad.
Yeah.
20 minutes is not horrendous. Okay, but yeah. So we do see a stun coming out by this toppy top pot.
We're at a point here, though, and this is what's concerning to me more than anything, where Troll Warlord is very close to eclipsing the net worth of the entire opposing team. I apologize, guys. I'm not really play-by-playing this. That's just because this is pretty much over here. They do try to bring down the Brewmaster here. They're not going to find him. It was close, but no cigar. And they are going to find 4 on the back end here. Hey, they find a kill on the Troll Warlord, but it's not actually a kill on the Troll Warlord. It's the Aegis. And they're going to try and bring down the Morphling on the back end of this. So it will end up being an Ultra kill, actually, on Stinger. So as if he wasn't rich enough, I'm pretty sure now his net worth actually is equivalent to the entirety of the other team. Let's see.
Let me do that math just a minute.
No,
Keep
you don't
talking.
need to do the math. No, never mind. Sorry, their net worth is 20k, so it's close.
Okay. All right. Well, the GG calls come out from I think it was Will-O-Wisp. I think that was his name. Oh, we do see Sai go down the Disruptor. He buys back into the game. The Lina goes down, and GGs were already called. I don't know if they're allowed to do this.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just calling it the fake GG. Okay. Well, interesting. Hey.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Okay. Well, maybe they're not aware that this is being recorded for posterity purpose, but so the fake GG will. I mean, it's significant. It actually costs quite a bit for the Radiant side. They lose 3 heroes that they wouldn't have. So.
Alright, well, let's continue casting. Game's clearly not over.
Okay, well, we'll see. They may still let this one end yet, but for now, they're... Okay, there we go. Alright, I mean, it was over anyways, to be honest with you. Regardless of those couple of kills, that game was done. They had gotten the melee barracks, so that was what really mattered there. And so, at the end of the day, tough game, but the train's here. So I'm going to let Steve talk about the post game.